What's going on, everybody? Good afternoon. This is your man Roblox 1977, and I'm here to make a video that, I'm just going to be piecemealing together little bit by bit, so bear with me here. Here I have a picture of my favorite character, G.I. Joe, which is why it's based on my username. And another reason is based on the reason that I chose my username is because, I'm going to talk about the subject as to why I chose my username because, I'm getting constantly roadblocked by women. And now I'm going to talk about how women want to play these games, particularly with, black men who have their heads on straight, like me, for instance. They want to come to you in their worst condition possible. When they, fat and overweight and have about 5 kids by 10 different dudes. And I'm like, how you gonna come to me now? You wasn't doing that like 15, 20 years ago when you were in your prime. You were too busy whoring around with thugs and, white men in particular, guys that I'm really not fond of. And on another reason, I'll be honest, the majority of white men I'm not too crazy about. So, a lot of you I don't have nothing against, just to clear that up. But let me move on here. Go on to my original reason as to why I'm making this video. I'm personally tired of these women that are in the worst condition possible coming up to me as a black man who has the next to no criminal record with all this bull crap. I'm not going to help you take care of your kids, and I don't owe you anything. This whole idea about black men having to step up to the plate over some woman's mistakes with another man, I don't call that stepping up to the plate. I call it sipping up to the plate. And I'm not a sucker who idolizes mediocre pussy. Credit to TJ Sotomayor for that one. That's a good one. But, I'm not a simp. I never really was. I don't settle for less, which would explain why I have a less than sterling reputation with women. Because I'm just tired of the lesser ones wanting to come around to me when they are just used up and used and abused, just ran through. And, and another thing I'm tired of when women are concerned, especially in Washington State, is that they think that they're entitled to everything, including the lint out of your damn pocket. Like, shit, lady, and I use the term loosely, I've never even met you. So how do you figure that someone that you haven't met for 5 seconds owes you something? I don't owe you anything, nor those bastard kids you got hanging around. It's like the sensitive time. They carry that on to their kids, and it's just a complete freaking mess sometimes. And I work in an industry that can sometimes be stressful. And then, said industry, and people think that you owe them something. Particularly women with kids. And then, I'm like, you weren't coming to me when I was, doing like dirt jobs. So why are you coming to me now? Forget that. I bet if I'd have seen you like 15 or 20 years before, I probably wouldn't have said anything. I've been privy to a lot of crap on my 37 years on this planet. This being the biggest one. Like, for instance, I probably shouldn't even be mentioning this, but what the hell? There is this really attractive woman that, for some reason, wanted to come to me for whatever. And then there was another one, too, on a separate occasion, Both of them came to me for whatever reason. Come to find out they're with somebody. And then, they're constantly bitching to me about these guys. I'm trying to be nice. I'm not trying to be mean. But, lately, onto the, let's see. First off, in 2003, there was a white lady, She was cool and everything. But, she kept talking to me about her man, or supposedly when she was married. And then, I find out years down the line she was never married. So I'm thinking to myself, 6 years ago, before I found that out, I'm kind of glad I just faded into the background where she's concerned. So, that's pretty much a done deal there. That's, whisper in the wind, quiet as kept. And, fast forward to 6 years, after that, a couple years ago, there's this Asian lady that came to me with pretty much the similar situation. They both had kids by, I guess, multiple dudes. And then, the Asian one, I helped move. Still don't know why the hell I did that. I guess I was trying to be a friend, but I figured, I'm gonna spend all this time. Maybe I'll get somewhere for once. No. Wrong again. One of those women that just gives you these sob stories about how, oh, I'm having problems with the man. I even said, well, if you're so unhappy, then, why don't you do another move? Just do something else. Oh, what do you mean? I'm thinking, you got 5 kids by X amount of different dudes. You know damn well what I mean. But let's be honest. As I said before, I'm not taking care of another man's children. So I just decided I have no dog in that fight either. So I pretty much called it a done deal because I just, I can't do it. And it's just hard as hell as a black man who actually doesn't act like a complete fucking buffoon or a thug or anything of that type to get anywhere with women. Because these women are just not very smart. And if I'm offending anybody with that, well, tough shit. It's just the truth. And I know I'm not the only one who has said this over time. It's just these women are not very smart. And again, me being in Washington State, it might be even worse than, let's say, Atlanta, Georgia. Because, it just feels like you're in constant need of ice water when you have nothing to choose from. I'm personally sick and tired of these women that are just, run through the gamut, wanting to come at me. But I'm still basically in my prime, and they're not. From baby mamas and, these big old fat ass hair hats and these nasty stank old white women. It just really fucking sucks. I'm trying not to curse here, but this is just something I need to air out. You either, or in some cases, as I just mentioned, a couple, these attractive women that have a very colorful history. And I'm thinking about this shit, and I'm even seen some of these dudes that they've been with. I'm like, I'm not going up behind that motherfucker. Crossing sabers is a bad idea. I'm not doing that shit. It's just not gonna happen. I deserve better than that. I mean, I'm not perfect, but I'm just a guy who's trying to get his house in order. And the first order of business is don't take on another man's responsibilities. And, definitely don't try to boldly go where every man has gone before. This ain't Star Trek. Shoot, I ain't Captain Kirk. I am not going to go there. Okay, not the best Captain Kirk impression, but you know where I'm coming from with this. Anyway, this is just a few things that I had to get off my chest. Just a few things I had to get off my chest. Leave a feedback if you wish. This is my first video, so bear with me. Peace, y'all.